So I want to film something for tonight, but like too lazy to get my fucking tripod, so I'm just gonna make it work by stacking a lot of books on top of each other and hoping that this thing would stay in place. Today I just want to talk a little bit about something, and I guess it's kind of different from all my other videos. So I had this thing that has been going around in my mind for like a few days, and I feel like I should just share it with you guys. If you guys don't know, I'm really bad at improvisation, so I'm just gonna read things off of my phone and hopefully I'll try to memorize it. So today I want to talk to you about a little story, a little backstory about me, and yes, it is actually regarding my accent. I just want to tell you guys that my accent is not me being a wannabe or anything like that. I'm not faking it. It's all natural. I wasn't born with it. I started learning to speak like that when I was really little, so yeah, and that brings me on to my story. When I was little, I used to be made fun of for my accent because I thought it would be really cool to speak like, you know, those people who are working for Disney Channel, and I thought it would be really cool to actually speak like them, especially when I'm a kid. So I decided to give it a shot. It actually started when I was like about 6 years old, and that time I was in like my last year of kindergarten. I just wanted to be different from everybody else because like everybody else is speaking like in a Singaporean kind of accent, or they're speaking a lot of Singlish. Especially when you're a kid and you tend to speak a lot of Singlish, it's kind of a normal thing, especially for Singaporean kids. So I didn't want to be that kid, so I decided to actually learn how to speak in American accent. And how do I do that? I watch a lot of Disney Channel, Nickelodeon, and all that stuff so that I could actually learn from them and talk like them and all that. And I was actually made fun of, especially by my primary 1 teacher, and she criticized me from the way I talk. It was a pretty bitchy thing to do, especially to a kid who is only like 7 years old, and I was really offended. Like, what? Why am I not allowed to speak like that? I didn't say anything at that point in time because I was too scared to stand up for myself. On my first parent-teacher meeting, my sister came along and she told my foreign teacher, and let me just tell you, that was my foreign teacher. She told her off, and she was like, hey, why can't my little sister speak in this kind of accent? If she wants to be herself, then let her be. If she wants to be different from the other kids, then let her be. Like, what is wrong with that? She's not harming anybody, and hardly any kids get to speak in this kind of accent. And later that year, little did I realize that a lot of kids didn't like me because of the way I talk, and I was kind of a loner. There were people who didn't accept me for who I am, and just because I talk differently. It didn't really stop me from talking like that, honestly. I was still a pretty happy child. Whenever I see my friends like walking around like school, I would just be like, hey. I would be really friendly. I would just go up to them and say like, hi. I didn't really care if they rejected me or not, or they just like rolled their eyes or anything like that. I was still a pretty happy child. I was pretty carefree, and I kind of wish that I was still like that right now. And I didn't really start speaking this way, but I started speaking more like normally as a Singaporean kid would. Singlish kind of accent, I guess, in primary 3. And it made me happier because I actually gained some friends because they didn't think I was that weird anymore. So I was like, hey, you know what? I could go with this. But I still kept the accent though, like it's part of me already. Speaking of the accent, like I've been doing it for 10 years now, like almost 10 years. I started off when I was 6, and right now I'm almost 16. It's been almost 10 years sticking with this accent. Honestly, if anybody were to tell me that it was annoying or that it was fake, I would just tell them to just fuck off and mind their own beeswax. I honestly wouldn't stop speaking like that just because people told me not to. The accent is something that makes me feel different from the other people. One thing that I want to stand out of me is actually my accent. It's one of the things that make me feel different, and it makes me feel special. And there's nothing wrong with feeling special. It's the same thing as feeling good about yourself. If you're confident for who you are, then I don't think that is a problem. If you're confident in your own body, in your own skin, you're much more happier. You're much more happier person. Feel good about yourself, are proud of who you are. There's nothing wrong with feeling different, and there's nothing wrong with standing out. Don't ever let anybody tell you that, you know, being different is wrong, because being different is different, okay? You don't want to be another brick in the wall, just the same as everybody else. It's really, really boring. Why do you want to follow the crowd? Like, just be who you are. And no, it's a lot easier said than done, but trust me, it's something that makes you more unique. If you actually have a lot of self-acceptance, that I feel like, you know what, you can just go out and have fun. Just be confident in your own skin. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're different and you're good at that, then don't stop being different. You stand out from the other people, and there's nothing wrong with standing out from the other people. Popularity is for mediocre people. Who the hell cares if you're popular in secondary school or primary school or whatever school you're in? Nobody fucking cares, because one day you're gonna graduate and popularity is gone. You're popular for that period of time only, so there's no point in it, okay? It's only like a temporary happiness that you have. And let me just tell you this, if anybody were to tell you like, oh, you're doing this all wrong and being different is weird and everything, they're only saying it to bring you down and to make themselves feel a lot bigger than you, which they are not. They're already in hell, okay? They just want to drag you down with them. Don't let them do that, seriously. So yeah, hopefully you agree with me on this video, and if you do, please give it a big old thumbs up. I'll just see you guys in the next video. I love you guys to bits and pieces.